Hello, everyone, and welcome to Ladies Loud. I am Ejiro, and with me are my gorgeousnesses. Hey. Look at them. You ladies look absolutely amazing. Honestly, you do look amazing. Amara,
Thank you.
I'm feeling those. I'm feeling all that free thing.
I'm just channeling my Beyonce like she.
Oh, lovely. It's nice. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Data.
Yeah, today is sort of black day, and we're glamming the room up.
Oh yeah,
with all the lights and all the.
It's all right to glam things up. I love it.
Thank
You're all
you.
sparkly.
Yeah.
But you look absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you so much. And of course, Stephanie.
Hi.
Stephanie, and this whole train thing and all that outfit.
When I was choosing my wardrobe, I had to choose this. Sorry, guys. I absolutely love it.
You look great.
Thank
you.
you.
Look beautiful. you do. And Shetty. Shetty baby.
That's my
I like to draw her.
You know, black is the new white, so you know.
It's allowed.
Yeah,
It's allowed. It's definitely allowed. We all seem to be in some certain kind of mood today. Amara, earlier when we were dressing, you were saying something.
I was thinking,
Yeah.
right? If I had to do my wedding again, where would I choose to make it happen?
Look at this girl again.
Glammed up like this.
Yes. You start getting some feelings, right?
Ideas, yeah.
Hashtag mood.
So many destinations. I mean, I think for me, I just focus more on the preparation, and then destination can be something as well. But the preparation, I'd like to relive that again.
So you're more like into like trying on clothes.
Yes.
That's part of
Really
it.
trying on clothes,
Yeah.
really trying on the looks. Yeah.
For me, it has to be Bahamas. I mean, in
Ooh.
the island, the
I love
wind
this girl.
blowing.
I love
the sand.
I'm a La La Land, but I love it.
That's my ideal destination. But I think if you have that, how would you? For me, I want to do that. But how would your family? You won't obviously have everybody you want, isn't it?
Well, you can plan it. You can plan it. What if you plan it? What if you walk towards
We have a
planning it?
private jet by then.
I'm happy. Yeah, exactly.
You know.
Why do I say I love this girl?
That's thinking big.
dream.
That's
I
really
think
good.
big.
That is, I can do a high five on that girl. Yes,
Just to get
sure.
everyone in and
Yes,
take them
there you
straight.
go.
Yeah.
Hello, I better be on that plane.
You will be.
That's it. And Data.
I've actually been to a wedding where the guests were flown from Port Harcourt, Nigeria to Abuja. Like 80% of the plane were guests for that wedding. Yes.
Oh,
so yes.
That sounds very posh.
I thought she was going to say
Dubai.
but that's I mean, it's something. Not
That would take some coordination, actually.
Thinking about that,
Exactly.
though, sorry, this is a bit of not being negative, but I'm thinking, what if something happens to the plane?
Nothing is going to happen to the plane.
And it's also
Definitely not.
nice because, you know, majority of the people on the plane hadn't been on a plane before.
Okay.
Oh,
This lady literally took her aunties
That's
and,
so
and
beautiful.
uncles from the village.
That must be a trip.
to fly to
That's
Abuja.
actually
so
That's
lovely.
definitely a
Her
trip.
wedding. The lady I sat by was asking me, how will I know
That's
when
how
the
you want that
takes
plane.
off?
You're the plane.
I was on the plane.
Look at her.
I was actually the maid of honor. So yes, I was
Oh, that's
on the
sweet.
plane. She was asking me, how will I know when the plane takes off? I said, don't worry, you know. So when the plane started going, she was like, then I looked at her and she said, And
That
then
is-
when we landed,
Yes.
the praise the Lord was off the hook.
Oh, I can imagine. Yes,
So, yeah.
I know that feeling. Anyway, it's really lovely. I just love having you ladies with me. It makes it
Yeah.
all very nice and beautiful. And we're going right into the topic of today. A more serious thing we're talking about. We're going to be conversing and talking with you about this very serious topic. I say serious. Because we're all very strong women here. Hello? Put your hands up for strong women. Yeah, we're strong women here. And we are asking and that does empowering a woman make a man less relevant? Empowering a woman, does it make the man less relevant? What do we say to that? I want you to share with me, share with the audience out there, share with everybody.
It shouldn't. Why should a woman be empowered affect a man?
Look at all of you strong women. Okay.
I mean, if a man's intimidated, that's definitely on him. He's not strong enough for
Right.
that strong woman. We should all be strong women, definitely.
I completely agree. I think if a man is threatened by it, then he's a boy. He's not a man yet.
Woo!
Because a real man can handle a strong woman.
Yes. he's a boy, he's not a
the saying
man.
that says behind every man there's always a strong woman or a prayerful woman, and I think being empowered boosts your man, it upgrades the guy.
Definitely. Amen to that.
Be empowered,
Absolutely.
yes. A woman must be empowered because she's the one that does most of the raising of the children. She's the one whose eye is on the ground.
Right.
So you empower a woman, you empower a nation. You're ready to go when you empower a woman. You empower a woman, there's food to eat at home. The children would go to school, they will wear clothes. The man is a companion.
Right.
The man shouldn't feel threatened that his woman is empowered because she's there to help him, really. He'll be nothing without her.
Some men are like that though. Some men are just, they can't stand. That's why you see if a woman is earn more than them, they cannot handle it. There's some men that are like that. I wonder how, I think in my mind, how were those men brought up? What brings about that thing in their mind to make them feel threatened? Insecurity. I feel like if a man is confident in his own self, if a woman is successful, he will want to push his wife because his wife is his pride. But I think you see some men these days that are so threatened by independent women or strong women, and I wonder how they were brought up. That's all.
Do you think that the women that maybe we are it's the other way? For example, what I'm trying to say is probably we are empowered, we now become maybe egoistic as well.
Well,
You know,
I guess that's
maybe
the point.
that can
You
be.
do see that
Do you understand what I mean?
It
Because
happens.
I see that happening, but sometimes or most times, even before the woman gets to have ego, it started already with the man. He started feeling threatened by the woman's, rights, by her power and everything.
The way the society is, a man is meant to earn more. A man is meant to provide for
That's
him.
why society
Tell the
And when he
norms.
can't, and when naturally in the,
and provide.
Yeah, so I think when that doesn't happen and a woman tends to rise above the man, it makes him feel small, but it shouldn't.
I'm going to ask 2 questions. Are you comfortable earning more than... Okay, before I go to that question, I'm going to ask you.
Yeah.
Women, we know we're shout-mouthed.
Okay.
So when we not earn, we're going to be like, we want to explain. We want people to know. But does that happen to every woman? Is it every woman who does that? Because most men complain that maybe the woman you empower her, or she's in a place of authority, she tends to run her mouth. And women sometimes we can be flippant.
Yeah.
So
I think in the United Kingdom, for example, I don't know, this might be controversial, but I think for women it gets a bit easier.
Okay.
So sometimes you
Right.
apply for a job and a woman gets a job just because she's a woman, especially in this country for us, African women in this country, most times they favor women more than men. So then women tend to be able to rise more. But to answer your question, it's not all women. So I think some women are, quite humble even if they earn. I'm very comfortable earning more than my partner.
I'm just going to ask you that. Are you?
Because I'm not a proud person. I'm not an egoistic person. I will still take the place of a woman, even if I earn 100 times more than my man.
There is really indeed a tendency to feel more than your man if you're earning more than him. Sometimes you don't plan to feel that way, but it just happens because you have the money in your pocket, and you feel like
There's a capability to just do anything.
what you want.
Right.
But it takes a mature
Conscious
woman
effort,
to know that, look, this is not the way this should be, and to put that into action, and consciously make sure that you don't belittle your man because you earn more than he does. So it's a conscious thing.
Shanti, would you want to get married to a man who you earn more than?
I don't really know, because I feel like sometimes it depends on how big that gap is. But at the same time, I feel like most women that rise up to the top of their CEOs and their husbands are not anywhere near where they are. They tend to be women that have alpha females. It's a concept I was reading about the other day, and they tend to have characteristics that men have, as well, quite egoistic, quite driven,
Strong,
and so I could see how they could emulate the male characteristic, the typical male egoistic,
and
exactly. So to the husband, as opposed to the other way around, as a beta female, it's more ladylike, more.
Yeah.
I mean, the Queen of
sociable.
England, she obviously is more than her man, but it takes a very strong man like her husband to be patient to go with her. I'm happy for my husband to earn, and help me and support me, I'm happy to earn mine as well to help other women. So if I look up to my husband for support, and then the work I do for myself, I use it to empower other women, I'm fine, you know. I'm
Absolutely.
fine.
Absolutely.
So,
Because should a woman be empowered?
Yes, definitely.
A woman must be empowered. We cannot overemphasize that.
Definitely.
Yes.
I totally agree.
And
I feel like women, we should make a conscious effort when it comes, if you're earning more than your man, don't rub it on his face.
Yes.
Still be humble as a woman.
The last
he's
word.
still the head of the home.
Absolutely.
That's my last word.
Yes.
He's still the head of the home. Just try. It takes a conscious effort to do that. Even if you earn a million times more, he's still the head of the home. Give him his respect.
Yes. Allow him to buy you gifts, you know.
Exactly.
exactly. I think just
If
if you look
what
at
happens when you actually give the man the chance to be the head of the home, and you allow him to be his role, to play his role, but he still has issues. Like some men may still have issues of pride and being fussy and being difficult.
I think the winning for that, I would still say, is that do your best, be that woman,
Definitely.
and remain humble, remain the wife you're meant to be, remain the helpmate you're meant to be, and just leave the rest to take care of itself.
Will be, sorry.
No, just go on because
a good example
we're
would be, I say Michelle Obama, because if you notice when they first met, she was actually in a higher role than he was in a law firm, and they somehow ended up working, and
That's
now
right.
she's still an empowered woman, and he is still.
Exactly.
President of America, well, used to be. So you can imagine it still works. It just takes a certain type of man, I guess.
If you support him, I guess, in his dream, I think he would progress, and it works both ways.
I believe it's a win-win situation. It is a win-win situation. So please, our women needs to be empowered, and we women will not rub it on our men's faces. Anyway, it's a great topic, and but we will be right back. Do not go anywhere. Stay tuned.
Welcome, guys. We're back on Ladies Lounge, and we're now on to the LL Tips segment. We have a young viewer who wrote in this morning. She was asking about her relationship. She was asking about how much information can she share with her partner. He's putting pressure on her, asking her for her password to her phone, intimate family information, and her financial details, and all these craziness. What are the boundaries, guys?
I think in the relationship there should be boundaries, but when a man starts asking for password to your phone, I think that's an alarm bell ringing. That's an abusive man, girl. Run.
As long as she's already feeling pressure, that's why she's asking the question. And for as long as she's feeling pressure, there's trouble. She shouldn't feel pressure in a relationship. Even if she would share her password at some point or her bank details, it happens naturally. Things just happen naturally like that when it's done in a comfortable environment. But she's feeling pressured already, so there's trouble. So, girl, there's trouble. You're feeling
So if she wasn't feeling any pressure, it's okay. Is that what you're saying?
It's up to her. It's up to her. Couples share things all the time.
I love you, darling. Here's my password.
It may not happen like that. I mean, it may not happen like, I love you, darling, just take my password.
Take my life.
Somehow,
take my card. Take everything.
Couples grow really close. And, they share things together.
And those things just happen naturally.
They don't sit down one day and say, we're having a meeting today. Today we are going to share passwords, bring bank statements, share bank statements. It doesn't happen like, it just happens. When you get too comfortable in a relationship, it just happens. But when it becomes, you have to give me, and the other party is feeling pressure, then there's trouble.
That's an abusive relationship.
So young lady like myself, the wrote in, who's dating at the moment, not married, single. What's your advice, Amara, for what's the boundary, what's the maximum I should share at this early stage of relationship?
For the lady, I think it depends on what time the relationship is, how many months you've known the person. And you should know yourself. You should know what you're comfortable with giving out and what you're not. So things like telling them personal family information. For some families, it's okay to say. For some families, when you say that, they'll be like, how long have you known this man? That you're telling them everything. And your brother is asthmatic. God bless your brother. So for the lady, I think it just depends on the amount of time you spent with the person. And things like password. I think you should be asking him for his ATM password.
Oh my God, I give you Amara, high five on that one. High five on that one. Oh, okay.
I think I want to bring it in just to be more serious. For, when you're talking about family information, my mom always tells me, do not tell your husband or your partner what's going on in your family because they use that against you.
Definitely.
Just so I put that in.
So is that true anyway? Is that true?
I don't completely agree because as it is now, maybe because we have been married for so long, but my husband knows everything about my family and he has never in any way look down on my family, even when he knows the bad and the good.
Not even a slight comment.
Not every man is as good as your husband. That's a good one. You don't know.
I know families in Africa where once you tell, it now becomes something that they use. Like, for example, if your brother or somebody, is up to no good and can never be up to no good, and then you have a son and they're like, oh, they got that from your family.
My family.
Exactly, because your brother was so it just depends. At some point something has to give. You'd have to tell, but I think you should hold it a bit.
I think it should happen naturally from your own culture.
Naturally. There shouldn't be a meeting set for exchange of passwords. I said before. You choose
your password, there's my password, let's swap.
You shouldn't be pressured to do anything.
Experiences prior to marriage or maybe in marriage, what's the craziest thing that someone has asked you in the relationship and you feel that the boundaries, this is a bit too early, this is a bit too late? Prior to get married, obviously. Anything? You've heard any friends?
Are you asking that question in the relationship for you, who you're in a relationship with, or just random, maybe who you've dated or anybody?
No, something you're like,
for
wow,
me, I think
too early.
I have dated a guy that wanted to go through my phone.
Okay.
And I ran away because I feel that's crazy. There's not like I have anything to hide, but I should, at that early stage of relationship, you shouldn't be searching for my phone.
But if he gave you his password, would you go through his phone?
I think that's a bigger topic and there are other things involved.
This just reminds me of relationships. When I was growing up, we actually swap phones. Does that happen to anybody? Like, give your phone to your partner, take the partner's phone, and then listen to the person's music and just swap so they feel kind of connected to that person. I don't know if it's only me.
Yeah, because you've mentioned listening to the person's music makes sense.
But because your phone's for a week.
But you might just slide a bit like, what's this message?
For a week and swap it back.
For real?
A week? Does he even receive calls? Does he need to contact his friends?
To each other.
But the thing is, if you don't have anything to hide, there's nothing.
And that was before passwords, by the way.
But if you don't have anything to hide, I think there'll be nothing. You won't feel anything any sort of reservation. Give your phone to your partner. It's only when you have something to hide. You're not being, to. But again, that leads us to boundaries again. What you have to set boundaries one way or the other.
I guess you can tell we have varied opinions as to the boundaries, and you should definitely have boundaries. Is the agreement here?